Somewhere in the world, there is a radio station that no one claims to operate. The Buzzer is a moniker given to a shortwave radio station which broadcasts on the frequency of 4625 kHz. Transmissions were first heard from this frequency in the 1970s, and for the last 50 years, listeners would hear monotonous buzzing sounds 24 hours a day, and the tones play repeatedly at an estimated rate of 25 tones per minute. The noise that plays in this frequency may have slightly changed over the years, but it always featured a familiar buzz tone. And on rare instances that the noise is interrupted, a voice can be heard speaking and reading messages that really don't seem to make any sense. For many years, whenever a voice is broadcasted through this frequency, listeners would be greeted first by someone with a thick Russian accent that reads out the station's identification, UVB76, before a list of code words and numbers is announced. During that span of time, it is believed that the transmissions have originated from a town called Povarovo, which is situated near Moscow. However, in September of 2010, the radio station transferred to a different location, possibly somewhere in Western Russia. From then on, its call sign changed to MDZHB, only to be switched again in 2016 to ZHUOS. As a shortwave radio station, UVB76 sends signals at a low frequency, which means that in contrast to those coming from local radio and TV stations as well as mobile phones, this allows the station to send messages at very far-reaching distances, making it an open channel that can be listened to by pretty much anyone from almost anywhere on the planet. And it is for this very reason that many regard the Buzzer radio station as an enigma. And the thing is, people may be able to hear the messages sent through this frequency and even intelligently guess the location of its source, but it really is next to impossible to figure out who these communications are for and what they actually contain. Ever since the public has been made aware of the existence of the radio station, several theories have been put forward which speculate on its true purpose, as well as the identity of the organization that runs it. One theory about the Buzzer is that it is, of course, being used as a means to detect and communicate with extraterrestrials. However, the theory that is gaining more ground than any other is the speculation that ZHUOS may actually be a number station. If you don't know, number stations are shortwave radio stations believed to broadcast encrypted messages to intelligence agents who are covertly operating in foreign nations. These stations usually transmit encrypted numbers in sets of 5, and they can presumably only be decoded by the intended listener of the message who holds the key to cracking it. Others believe that the Buzzer belongs to the Russian military, and its purpose could be to transmit encrypted orders to military units in Russia. Another theory about the Buzzer station that's terrifying is that it may be a dead hand signal. A deadband switch system was supposedly used by the Soviet Union during the Cold War as a deterrent against a nuclear attack. Though many theories have been raised as to what the Buzzer radio station could really be, no one is closer to finding out with absolute certainty what its true purpose is. What can't be denied is the fact that for the last 4 or 5 decades, someone out there has really been using this shortwave frequency to utter a series of numbers and letters from time to time. And as long as that buzzing tone drones on and messages continue to be transmitted once in a while, there will always be invested individuals listening to this mysterious radio station, hell-bent on figuring out what any of it means.